Yeah, hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. It's Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Baguazhang, the 8 palm changes. We have all 8 palm changes on the pattern this morning. We will be working mostly on palm changes 5, 6, 7, and 8 today. Before we get started, I have my U.S. announcement for anybody who's watching live and anybody who sees this today. There are elections going on in the U.S. today. Please go and vote. Do that. Do it. Go vote. All right. Let's get started. Feet about shoulder width apart. Bend the knees, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Pull up through the crown of the head, pull up through the spine, pull in through the center, hands circle to the front. Back around to both sides, up along center line. Smile, reach out. And again. One more time. Fingertips reach up. Elbows drop down. Wrists, follow your fingertips down. Reach out as you come up. Use the legs. Bend through the knee. One more time. And come back to center. Don't stop. Right side, right side. I'm going to turn to my right. You turn to your left. Big circle. Follow the space between your hands. Remember that the arms and the hands are moving. They're not stationary. And again. One more time. Everything moves. Come center. Other side. Smile. Relax the breath. One more time. Come center. Elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Breathe and relax. I'm going to talk about the smile for just a second because I've been emphasizing it, and I've been emphasizing this smile for the last few weeks. And it is one of those things that seems too simple. Gets too simple. It's too simple. When we smile, it's very hard to hold tension in our body. It relaxes both the facial muscles as well as all of the muscles through the back of the neck and through the center around both shoulders, right in through here. It also relaxes the mind because we're thinking about something that is nice. I'm smiling. I may not feel it 100%. I may have some worries. I may have something that is bothering me. Yes, I do. But when I'm practicing and I smile, there is a sense of peacefulness and there is a sense of calm that smile brings to me in my practice. I've worked on it. I developed that skill, and that skill is part of what I'm trying to teach right now. If we have that developed skill, we can develop it as a reflex so that instead of, and for me, instead of becoming angry or upset, I smile. It took me a while to develop that. And this practice is part of my own reinforcement of that skill. What happens? What happens when you get angry? Blood pressure goes up. I'm ready to fight. Yeah. Adrenaline, right? What happens when you smile? It's okay. Everything's all right. It's going to be okay, right? That difference is what we want to cultivate. The part of smiling that it's all okay. That whether we make a mistake or not, whether we're doing the exercise perfectly or not today, it's okay. We're practicing. And part of that practice is to allow for learning. The only way that we learn anything, really, is to try and discover, and does this work? Does it not work? Is this fine? Is this not fine? What is it? Maybe it's fine. We learn that. Maybe it's not fine. We learn that, right? I'm trying a new pair of shoes. If it's the wrong size, it's not going to be fine. If it's the right size, it still may not be fine. It may be made in such a way that it bothers my foot. Could be. I might get the right size shoe that feels good on my foot. Those options exist for everything. As we're moving, we want to accept that, yeah, it may not be perfect every time, and that's okay. Because the kind of angry, I'm gonna use angry, kind of angry criticism. Why did you do that? What were you thinking? This was wrong. What, you knew better than this. Why would you do that? Right? That kind of criticism is not helpful. It doesn't help us learn anything. It helps us feel bad. Oh, well, you should have done this, and you should have done that, and you should have, and you should have. That's not helpful. Makes you feel bad. That's all it does. You should have. All right. Oops. What did I just do? Wasn't what I intended to do, wasn't what I wanted to do, wasn't what I needed to do, but it's what I did. Oops. I'm not, oh, that's bad. I'm not, oh well, whatever. Right? Neither one of those helps us learn anything. Oh wait, this movement has these requirements, and I missed one of those requirements. I can learn from that. And I can say, well, and I'm going to do this for a second. I started this yesterday. Feet together, stand straight. Toes, grip the ground just a little bit. Yung Chuan, bubbling well, open, and well placed on the ground, on the floor, in this case, through my shoes on the carpet. Okay? The arch of the foot pulled up so that it's open. The heel sink down. Okay? The weight should be slightly to the back. So you're not leaning forward, you're not over your toes, and you're not going all the way back over your heels. Knees are slightly bent. The hip is open. The Ming Men is open in the center of the back. Pull up through the center in the front, so that as the Qi circulates through the small heavenly circle, all of the fields and all of the gates are open. From the lower Tantien through the Huiyin, Ming Men, Taiji, Yi Jing, Hui, upper Tantien through the Renzhong here, the middle Tantien, and back to the lower Tantien. That small heavenly circle is something that we use throughout our internal practice. Everything I do has that circle as part of it. If it's missing, well, I'm missing something. If my body placement, if my fingers are out like this, I'm not in a correct position. It's here. Fingers down, palm flat, it's Bagua. I have a different hand position for different things, so it's a requirement. Right? Palm is flat, hands at your sides. This is Bagua. For Taiji, I may have my first finger open just a little bit, just slightly. It's not pulled back deliberately, it's pulled back because I have a particular palm position that I'm using that is different than the palm position for Bagua. Same for Xingyi. All right. Relax for a second. That checklist, if I was still standing here, right? I had a body double, and the body double was still standing here. Okay, shoulders down and relaxed, yeah, hand position, yeah, that's okay. Feet, yeah, looks pretty good. Knees, yeah, looks pretty good. Not stiff, that's okay. And go off my checklist. When I miss something, it's back to this, how do I learn? Here's my checklist. Did I get everything on the checklist? Right? Am I paying attention to my breathing? Am I paying attention to the thoughtfulness that I'm applying to what I'm doing right now? Am I paying attention to something else over here, something else over there? I'm paying attention to the screen over here because it's telling me that right now we have an excellent connection, and I'm very happy about that. But other than that, no, I'm paying attention to this class. What am I teaching? What are we paying attention to today? Right? That thoughtfulness is an essential part of our practice, and it's an essential part of our learning. So as we're paying attention to, am I breathing correctly? Am I moving correctly? What am I doing over here? What am I doing? We critique ourselves. Is this correct? Do I know what I'm supposed to do? Am I doing it? I don't know. Maybe. I talk about this frequently, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in just a bit as I get started. That knowledge, knowing what I've done, is it correct, is it not correct? Could it be better? It can always be better, all right? There's no, that's not a question. It can always be better. Doesn't matter what you're doing, doesn't matter how good you are, it can always be better. There's always something that you can do to improve what you're doing in your own practice. It's a lifelong thing. It's not a, once I get to this, I'm done now. At least for me, I'm going to keep going. All right, and that idea that I want to keep going, that I want to continually build on my practice, means that I need to have a good foundation. I need to understand what the principles are. I need to understand what the fundamentals are for the art. I need to understand what I'm doing and how what I'm doing matches up with what those fundamentals are. And then I need to be able to correct, myself according to those fundamentals and according to, and I talked about this yesterday, what the art teaches us, how we step. Bagua teaches us how to walk. Learn the basics for Bagua stepping. Walking the circle teaches us how to keep our step even and how to manage our stepping as we turn. Teaches us how to use the kinetic energy. This is the basic physical energy that we build up as we're walking the circle. It teaches us how to build and retain the intrinsic energy. Again, fundamental physics. This is not Taiji, or excuse me, this is not particular for Bagua. This is something that belongs to hard science, physics. At intrinsic energy, as we build up the skill to maneuver, we are also building up that intrinsic energy that gives us greater skill with the kinetic energy, the movement energy that we are developing. Okay? All of those combine. If we're missing a piece, it's not complete. Okay, it's smile, it's not complete right now. What am I going to do with that? Well, I can make it more complete. I could. That sense of knowing what we're doing, understanding how what we've done, what we are doing, compares to what we should do. Knowing what we should do, not in the context of this is what I've decided, but in the context of the art and what the art itself teaches us. Box circle, all the way around, palm change 5, both sides. Salute to the center. Smile. Breathe. And breathe out. And breathe in. Open the back. Relax the shoulders. Pull up through the center. Relax through the whole body, bend the knees. Ready, breathe in. And breathe out, turn. Palm change 5, walk the circle. Step out, across, up, down, come around. Heels of the hands together, other side, palm change 5, walk the circle. Come around again, palm change 5. Center and close. Let's go around again. As we're turning, as we're going around the circle, we build, we're going to walk 5, 6, 7, and 8 right now. As we build that energy, right, we need to pay, and we're going to go slow for a minute, and then we'll pick it up. As we build the energy from walking the circle, we need to bring that into the center. So center line of the body, lower dantian. Center of gravity. Your for men, the physical center of gravity, your physical body center for men, tends to be up here. For women, it tends to be here. Okay, that's just our physiology. That's men and women. That's our physiology. It's not 100%. A lot depends on your body type. A lot depends on what you paid attention to working, where you carry that center. Okay, but the physical, here's my body, and where my physical center of gravity is, tends to be higher for men than it does for women. Pay attention to where your center of gravity is. Sink. Doesn't matter which way, it doesn't matter. It's still going down, right? As we sink here, sink that center of gravity so that whether it's here or here naturally, you're moving it to here, right? So you turn through the hip. Pay attention as we go. So we're going to walk around one time. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. 5 on the right, 6 on the left, 7 on the right, 8 on the left. Not too fast. Salute the center. All the way around the circle one time. Palm change 5, at position 5. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Sink. Turn. Open. All the way around. Palm change 5. Palm change 6, all the way around. Position 6. Twist. Both arms open, all the way around. Palm change 7. In the center, palm change 8. Come in the center, and back where we started. Salute. All right, relax for a minute. That series. Okay, so palm change 8. As I came around, instead of here, I should come to here, right? Follow the circle. I was close. I was pretty close. All right, other than that, it's okay. Could I do a little bit better with my turn and palm change 7? Mm-hmm. Could. My foot's still going to get stuck on the carpet. But I'm going to tell you, I do plan, and I have done a couple of sets where I've done it full on and I didn't get stuck on the carpet. I haven't published those yet. I will. And I also have plans to do on less sticky surface, I guess is a better way to say it, concrete. I'll be on a concrete floor. So that spin will be easier for me to do. and it will be more obvious. Okay, so as we come around, let me go here. I'll change 7 here. This turn. This one I'm fine with. That one, that full spin at the beginning with the drop needs work. It does. It needs work. And this is exactly what I was talking about with this idea of practice and looking at what we're doing, understanding what we're doing, and being able to critique ourselves and smile about it. It's not, oh, well, I didn't do that right. Oh, well, I didn't do that right. I didn't do that right. Didn't do that right. Didn't do that right either. No. Hey, I got this piece of it. Yeah, that one could use some work. Yeah, this one over here, that move needs a little work too, right? Knowing that gives me some advantage. If all I do is think about this is wrong, 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 I get nothing out of that. There's nothing positive that comes from that. If I think about, oops, this doesn't match up with what I know should be correct. What did I do? Now I can make adjustments. Now I can go back and look at it and say, well, if I was, let me go here. Here, right here. Where's this foot go? And I'm dancing across the back here. Where does it go? All right, and look at where I am. Right? I have to lean a little bit. That's the move. I'm going down, right? Here. I should be here. I should be lower. My back should be straighter, and I should be lower, right? As I come up, I need to turn because I have to spin around. Now, what I just did, you saw my left leg come out too far. I'm compensating for the lean, so my left leg came out too far, and I'm not able to spin around. What do I do? Couple of things. First, I have to keep my leg closer in. Second, I have to not lean quite so much. And third, I need to adjust my weight so that I can spin a little bit more, even with the resistance, than I just did. Right foot front. On this right side, this is to the center. So right foot front, step left, step right, step left, close, down, turn around, up. Hey! All right, I did it. I did. Checked my body so that I wasn't leaning near as much. I paid attention, I paid more attention to using my legs, using the back of the leg as well as opening the hip so that I was still making the turn, but I wasn't trying to do it this way. I was here, through the hip, not through the waist. The waist is moving, but instead of trying to turn over, I'm turning through. It matters. If you try that, you'll feel it. All right. The second thing I did was to make sure that I kept my left leg in. Right? I didn't extend it out further than I needed to bring it around up under me. Right? Bring it around and under so that I can drop down to be able to come up. Knowing that's what I needed to do, and then understanding that's what I did, being able to do it, right? Both of those are part of how we practice. If you don't know what you're supposed to do, how can you try to do it? If you don't know what you're doing, how can you compare it to what you're supposed to do? If you don't understand the difference between what you're doing and what you're supposed to do, what's the difference? What's causing whatever problem it is? What's the difference? You can't correct it. That analysis isn't magic. It isn't some I don't know how to say it. It isn't some mystical thing. It's, this is what I did. This is what I should have done. What did I need to do to get closer to what I should have done compared to what I did? It's how we learn. It's how we develop greater level of skill. Palm changes 5 through 8 on the circle. Slowly, not too fast. Take it easy. Salute the center. We're going to go all the way around for palm change 5 at position 5. Breathe in. And breathe out. Smile. And breathe in. Turn. And walk the circle. Palm change 5. Palm change 6. Palm change 7. Palm change 8. And back to where we were. Salute. No. Palm change 8, left side. Left foot front. Position 8. Close. From here, spin back, close here, 2 steps. All right, that, I just did it live, all right? Knowing, when I spun to here, I'm way in the wrong position over here. It was good. It was all right. I did the move, but I ended up in the wrong place. Why was I over there? I don't know. Second time, I checked that. So I'm on the left side. Here I am. Step 1, 2, 3. Step out. Okay, here's what I did. I turned and came this way instead of going this way. I noticed that as I was going through the move and made the adjustment so that I would come around this way. And I need to double check that. Not this morning. I need to double check. We're going to do it tomorrow. I need to double check that and make sure that my stepping is appropriate to get me there, so that I'm not adding and making adjustments in the turn to accommodate where I need to go. Now, having said that, I gotta point this out. Having said that, making adjustments in your step on the fly is exactly what you do in an application. That's exactly what you have to do. You have to be able to do it. So, wait, she just said don't do it, but you have to be able to do it, but don't do it, but you have. Practicing so that we control the step according to what the form tells us gives us the side benefit. It's a side effect. It's not the necessarily direct benefit. The side benefit of being able to control your step, right? You're learning how to control the step within this art. So what's Bagua stepping? What do I need to do here? Where's my foot? What's my footwork look like? Because we've got a lot of footwork in Bagua. What are we doing? The better I get at controlling my step, the more opportunities I have to make adjustments if I'm trying to work through an application. If I need to cover this distance, I'm not going to worry about is my step even, is my step this, is my step that. I want to cover the distance, right? The same as I turned around and I'm going this direction. I could do that. It's not what the form asks me to do. I want to go this way, not that way, right? Paying attention to that, knowing that, I can correct it. I can also use it. Maybe I need to go this way. All right, now I can do it. I don't have to go this way. Because I've paid attention to controlling my step, I can decide whichever way I want to go. That fundamental concept that we work the art, we pay attention to the fundamentals of the art so that we can achieve a level of control through the art. Controlling our movements through this art, we're doing something. And as we do that, there are lots and lots of side benefits. There are. Being able to adjust your step is one of them. So we work the form to learn the controls, and then we use them. I'm going to be back tomorrow with more of this. We will be finishing up on palm changes 5, 6, 7, and 8 tomorrow. Next week, all of it together, I'm going to review 1 through 8 again. And the following week, more or less, Thanksgiving week, I'm going to review again. So we've got a couple more weeks of review, a couple more times when you're going to see each palm change individually, and then as we work them on the pattern. The changes will come after Thanksgiving. I have some things that I'm working on, some things that I'm trying to prepare, so I'm going to have a couple of weeks where I won't necessarily be teaching anything in particular. I may be doing some review, I may be doing some basic practice, but there's going to be a couple weeks where, yeah, I might not be as linear, I guess. So palm change 1, palm change 2, I'm going to do some a little bit more random, just for a couple weeks. Excuse me. As we get started into the new year, I have some new things coming, and I need to prepare for that. I also need to get some equipment in and get that set up. So I need, and then I'm going to take a break. All right. So tomorrow, foundation sets, Wudang Qigong. Work on the. We can use everything from Qigong practice in our Bagua practice. There are a couple of sets in the advanced sets of our Qigong practice on Friday that we can use directly for in Bagua. We actually do some of the moves as the same as what we're doing in Bagua. So there's an opportunity to help connect the breathing and the movement through Qigong practice. That's going to continue through the end of the year. I'm going to look at some changes coming up in January for Qigong practice. I hope you'll join me. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it.